or whether they move on and stay in contention for that slot. Meanwhile, China looking for their very first win on a global stage. Already the wingman sent in. And there's no re-clear. Just something that you have to be looking out for if you're ASE. Studying this Haven is looking for the information about where that wingman went. Are they going to pick it back up? Are they going to follow up with an execute off of it? There's a timing window here for FUT.
There is, and it's just life here on the site. Depending on how much pressure they apply through short, too, he could be overwhelmed very quickly. But the paranoia doesn't hit, the goop does.
Oh, wow. They know that he's on short.
Yeah, he just tucks in short. Look, another bit of utility use, but there's no pressure coming in from the site itself. It doesn't matter, though, as Krax gets a kill.
That's the first sign that they're very unprepared there. You've got to be ready for that flash from Krax over top of Long. And on top of that, nobody to follow up and help him. Either way, that's a great shock from HFMI.
Second one used in the round already. We saw it in the opener. Now finding value there, but Monk on the swing, trying to hold them back. That paranoia is going to help too, but out of Captain goes undetected. He's only able to take down two with him, though, as the pistol goes towards ASE.
So quick there to come back on the site. And Yishen as well, not even putting any util in to help life in that situation, is able to use it for the hit. But they even didn't check their corners, and they still managed to come out with that. Out of Captain with two from that angle. Luckily for them, he was blind long enough for them to get other kills while they flooded out.
Right.
If it wasn't for that, it'd be a completely different story. It's incredibly important for FUT to start off fast. They did not have that going for them against EG, and it's been a theme for them all season long since they actually made it to this Tier 1 stage back at Lock-In. If they don't start off strong, it's really difficult for them to mentally get back into the game.
They're wanting to go fast here, and Monk is just inside the smoke with the stinger, waiting for the challenge. Gun barrel's the first to go! How does he get two there? Bunt from a distance, Garrett grabbing a couple of his own, and leaving Mr. Fallen by himself.
Two ridiculous kills. I mean, he should have gotten one for sure, but the spray looked to me out of control in Monk's hands. Really interesting idea there for FUT too. They just threw that smoke like they're gonna pop out of it, but they stopped outside of it because they knew that ASE was gonna dive their way in, Monk specifically. Took them so long to make the decision to go. I think they were waiting for it to fall before they went, but they still weren't prepared for that. He should have died without even one there, if that is executed properly. Either way. Also love the Ares buy from Yishen. It does allow him to follow up on this bonus in some interesting ways. He already spammed down Garage. Didn't break the turret though. You can get that broken just by spamming.
And they've seen it there already, so it shouldn't be a surprise. Smoked off this time though, at least for now. And that's going to force them to put bodies in the space that the turret should be watching. You saw Monk just step into window.
Oh, that's a second smoke already used for Mr. Fallen. He used one on Long at the beginning, and then the second one on Garage, which was the one that they used just in the prior round.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a long time for them to be able to hit. They hit without smokes. That could be dire. Depending on if they smoke heaven, if they smoke spawn, they've got to wait another 20 seconds at least for the second one to come back up.
Sure.
Plenty of execute tools still, though.
But it seems like they're going to want to wait for now.
That dart is really shallow, though. The one down short, HFMI might have false information.
He just wants to tuck. No, it's punished by Maj. See the paranoia going out too. Utility dumped over the wall as they get their way out onto the site. The spike following shortly thereafter.
That reclear, normally a good idea late in the round to find some information, but he's not assisted and there's no util with it. So HFMI taking a very risky play and paying for it. Aftershock will be nice to help push out those players down in dark.
Well, not to mention the fault line that's there. Off of the paranoia, the dash out, trying to catch him as they're funneling out. Kiwi actually falls to the utility. But ASE in a great position here. Wingman finding nothing. Crack swing on the other side of the smoke, still healthy. On the swing, and he wasn't healthy for long as he falls. So does the rest of FUT.
They strike so fast on that retake. That's the second one FUT have lost now on A side, and it's because of that speed.
They're supposed to be fighting back, right?
And also just really good combos there. You called out the stun from Yishen. The aftershock as well that went down in the dark, and then the dash over by Life. Oh, Kiwi made an attempt. That angle of the aftershock could allow him to updraft out there. But this one covers all the bases. They're down to Eco. Speak about a bad start. Losing that bonus
right there
is huge. Now he's up to an Odin too. You saw when they went to Seaside, he's able to spam out players who are trying to hide in default. You'd see that become a theme if he is very, very interested in it.
Maj a little bit further up here. And I think that's where they're expecting the turret that's been there a couple of times. You saw the ping on the minimap and the smoke followed. But at this point, they should know that the turret is not there. It cannot be heard.
Just a Marshall. Just trying to find the angle onto Bunt. Little damage done, but he's tucked and safe. And 50 seconds right now. They're going to go for the exec, but without the big weaponry. The 2 players on the site, though, they can take him down.
Bunt's son. Monk, though, goes undetected.
Is that Odin spam?
I mean, it just looks so effortless when it seems like that. A 3K for the Sentinel.
China starting off strong in this game. Honestly, it feels like nothing going other than that A take, which they get on, but then they can't play the post plant positions. And that's a frustrating start, too. Because they specifically positioned themselves under in dark when that aftershock came through in the last round. And this time, too, that Dizzy not finding any value for the Gecko of cracks. With this Haven composition, you've seen plenty of times. Flash down, hold on, stun as well.
It's fast, and that's another punish.
That's a free kill onto Mr. Fallen, the smoker. They either need to speed up or start looking and spreading for picks instantly.
The setup for it was so pretty. They had the fault line, they invested the paranoia out from Bunt too.
And look at the follow-up too. They've got the KJ util here.
I dropped the spike.
To delay even further. They'll get ahead of it. I don't even think the first one was popped there. I think they got up close enough.
His shock darts have caused a couple of problems already, and it's so early.
This time, huge ults though for Foot. Counter ult coming in as well as that breach ult. Plenty of time to run back onto the site here.
Oh, they're dropping the Rolling Thunder as well? Kiwi gets 2
Did they both get detained? Both of them in long got detained right now. No punish though.
Everyone's detained. It's just like we've thrown a pause on the round. 4 players detained in that instance. Action back ensuing though is Bunt, clearing every angle that he can. Still presence in short. Via Maj, Bonk trying to find it. Oh, there was a dink there, but that's all it was. HFMI cannot convert. Footer on the board.
HFMI, the safety valve there to help when they swing, but nowhere near able to defuse at that point too, so they just went all in. If it wasn't for those 2 key ults though, Foot probably would have lost that round. They didn't have the tools to take down the lockdown.
Oh, that second one.
That's nasty. I'm still shocked how they got detained in the first place. Felt to me like Kiwi was out of there. Maybe his gun barrel sticking through, Foot sticking through.
I'll show you, scary omen.
3 ults online for Foot, including Gecko's.
Get out of my way.
We'll see how they choose to use it. Here the Blades used right off the bat. For Kiwi, meanwhile, an op in the hands of Life. Blade spotted. Not a single shot fired.
Replace KJ over here inside of this 2. Just barely popped before he was about to use a Thrash. Just could have canceled it, brought him out of it. Use the wingman instead.
Oh yeah!
Here it comes into B. Ult into the back of the site as well for Mr. Fallen.
Make sure no one's there. Recalls Thrash back. Picks it up to run one more time. Meanwhile, Hunter's Fury invested here, this time from HFMI. Boy, was he patient with that. But nothing found. Now they're going to invest the Rolling Thunder and the Paranoia. They're going to try to push him up, but the counter flash from Mr. Fallen is excellent.
The spike's still not planted here.
And that's the second Thrash. The second Thrash hit short. I think it delayed. Caught 2. But HFMI causing problems. They're surrounded. I don't think they know where Maj is. It may not matter. In a position to save the round himself. Bunt trying to take it down, and he cannot. Add a captain 1v2, 20 HP. Start to see a couple of bullets whiz by his ears. He's gonna find the timing. He's got a shot to make a play here, but it's just not enough health.
That was a classic?
20 HP, it doesn't take much.
Life swapped to it instantly, too. I like that Yuchen walks all the way around to go to start that defuse while Life actually turns around. Causes a little bit of misdirection for Atta Captain in that situation. Did get a detain here, like you said, but he did not spot HFMI in the corner. And that's the key detail. Frustration now definitely going to start to be seen on the FUT side. No timeout called. And this is a force up. You've got a judge in the hands of Mr. Fallen. Weapons for everybody else. Need to start seeing some pace with these executes rather than the map control style.
See, Life can post up a turret with the op, and you have Ishin playing in link.
Wow.
Able to dump utility and cause problems. Fault line still in play here. Finally used. Meanwhile, HFMI getting the kill.
It's so interesting that they tucked inside of that cubby, specifically to dodge util and the drone. And then they use util anyways. Life an easy kill on Amash for sure.
But a little fear.
I'm wondering what FUT is thinking with these ideas so far.
They're going to get through out onto the site. But between the op and the Odin on the other side, this could be problematic. It could be disastrous, but no. Cracks with the response.
HFMI still not short. They know he was there.
Cracks caught. Reloading. Fight still even, though. Both survive with not much HP. I mean, a total of 21 amongst both. How do you sidestep that shot? He's just waiting. He knows there's going to be a swing. He's just got to be patient with it, and HFMI gets it. But Mr. Fallen clutching it back, and now with just 11 HP, what can HFMI do? Nothing. What a save by Mr. Fallen.
And they needed that. Seems to me that they're starting to rely on just taking raw duels with these players. And I think you think back to the Turkish scene in general, yes, that's the reputation that they've had, but FUT is the one that broke that reputation. So I'm shocked at the ideas that are coming through, but it ends up working out. They get their second round on the board. And the reason why I'm saying that, that's just a dry walk up, challenging against an op of all things. Going back into that space. That Tasova just drone, and again, they go down deep.
Off
nice
the
little updraft too for the Knives to follow up, but the combination doesn't quite find anything. Remember last time with that same idea, they caught Mr. Fallen. Enemy.
Where do they go from here? Mr. Fallen has his ult. That's all they have for now. Meanwhile, Bun is taking a fair amount of damage. There's the ult. Got over there quick.
Okay. Add some misdirection. Look at the players clearing spawn right now. Yishen really wondering, is he up in heaven? It's funny too, Monk didn't reposition. If he wasn't heaven, he might have been dead.
The judge from that distance. It's pretty, and there's help. There's help not far off. And he's just having himself a good time. Both of them are really. Between the judge and the Odin, the round should be secured. Unless Maj does something ridiculous. He's already gotten two. It'll have to be an ace for him to pull it off. Bunt
30
weak.
seconds left.
But the Knives close the deal.
6-2 now. Attacking Seoul Esports dominating when it comes down to it. And actually, Monk heard the TP the entire time. That's why you could stick right in that position. He knew where the Omen was.
I respect that so much, jumping out of the smoke with the judge. He's taking that fight, man. He's going.
So far, FUT have not shown up in the server, and very, very reminiscent of that very first map against EG.
Yep.
It's a strong start from EG. And the ideas that FUT were throwing out were just not quite enough, and they are mixing things up. Going for even different styles of gameplay.
That's a deep smoke for Mr. Fallen. That Kiwi's tucked into right now.
Maybe allows for this two-way pinch from this side if Kiwi wants out of the smoke.
Perhaps
They're close to that C-Link.
Spike planted.
Spike still invested. HFMI taking care of the duelist. That flash is just so good, but my goodness, man, nothing working. Yeah, it's just pistols. But for ASE, an opportunity to really balloon things financially.
They just both ran through the molly to go for knives. Are you kidding me? Disrespect.
It's silly.
But honestly, deserved right now. I think ASE is wondering the same thing that most people are right now. Where is FUT?
Yeah.
Because they just full blinded 4 players in C-Link, 3 of them shooting at them, and they just can't find a single kill. How do you recoup from this?
That's the question they're going to have to try to solve here as FUT call the first time out of the map. They find themselves down 5 on the attacking side of Haven.
I mean, I spoke about potential problems with the mental in regaining from slow starts like this.
Yeah.
I think throughout the EMEA season, we saw, especially once Ada Captain came in as a starting role, not playing a 6-man.
Yep.
It definitely gave some energy to the team. One of those players that no matter what happens can stay in it. Very vocal for the team. But other than that, it's still difficult for the rest of that. It clearly still remains. And it will be him who my eyes are on right now. He himself is struggling 3 and 8. The score doesn't really matter in this instance. That's not what really is important. Although the kills aren't falling for FUT. It's the confidence issue that's lacking right now.
Yeah. You see the ults on your screen. For FUT, they do have the lockdown for Maj. Cracks and Ad Captain both just a couple of points away from having their ults online, respectively.
Econ not really an issue.
Nope.
I mean, it could be the reason why it continues to balloon, but let's see it.
I'll find them.
3 more rounds in this half. They need to turn this around. They're known for dominant halves on both sides of this map.
He's so far up. I mean, he's just calling the bluff.
This is scary. I mean,
That's not a jet.
Continue, no.
Yeah. Oh, but they apply pressure from short, too. Bunt's already so far up. Playing in the smoke.
Uses flash, too, and I love that idea, actually. That wall very spammable by that Odin. HFMI. Really knows his stuff on this map. Swaps it with Yu-Chan as well. Two big picks.
And the op for life is going to have to be big. Wow, the timing on that was insane.
He had insane moments in the last game against DRX.
How is he still alive? He's got a shorty! Oh. It's a terrifying jump scare on the other side, but Bunt! That transfer was filthy! Not able to get the 4th, the 1v1.
That alarm bot might be down right now. He just pulled it away.
No way, he has
Does
no
he
idea.
know?
Oh, he does. 48 HP.
He can't recover the spike yet.
40 seconds left. He's got to reposition. The health is low! And HFMI with the clutch.
What a ridiculous round.
Dude, it does not look like they're playing with elimination on the mind.
No.
They're playing so loose. They're having fun.
I think they came into the series thinking, oh, like 100% this is dire for us. We're in this situation. But they came in, won a few rounds, and they're like, what is going on? And now for FUT, none of those rounds are falling. They get the 2 opening picks, and that's not falling for you? The issues just compile and compound.
Here.
Lighter buy for the attacking side. You see it. Stingers, Spectres. Smattered assortment of weaponry. And Mr. Fallen has gotten up. See, very far. Just contacting. The swing is there.
They're coming 1 by 1, Doug.
Yeah, they are. That is a terrifying prospect. ASE just continue to roll. Nice. Yeah, the crowd likes that.
Those sorts of things too in this moment. Elimination on the mind of FUT. Champions qual spot on the mind of FUT. This first half, it's got to be hurting them. And I'm sorry, but that last round again, desperation to me. You see Maj running in by himself. You see the second player following up by himself. A player of Mr. Fallen coming out of the smoke. They call a fast strat. But it seems like ego there, saying we've got to be able to beat them with something basic.
This time bunts to one hopping. Not able to land the shot. You hear the ult use from Cracks.
He has a Vandal on the back of sight.
He's not going to get to use it. Paranoia's not going to. Wait.
Hello?
No.
Hello?
You check him, right?
Counter breach ult.
No.
Wow.
How is he alive? Finally dies in the least expected moment.
But all the time.
Down, C.
And now he's maybe be able to place this lockdown, but it's not going to be safe. You have to get out.
Look at where life is.
Hello?
He's behind them. And what's it? Oh, he toggled right back into it.
There's a player detained on the other side right now. HFMI is alone against Maj. He's back in the action.
Monk weak.
Last
With the
player
swing.
standing.
Dies. HFMI, have him do it himself. A 1v3. Nothing. FUT managed to somehow stabilize through the chaos of that opening moment on the round.
I mean, if
to get to 3.
if Punt comes out of that detain from the crash that Cracks used and gets kills there, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
But at least some solace as they get one more round in that first half. Look at this again. Chaos, multiple ults, multiple flashes. HFMI tracks him with that Hunter's Fury. But at least, I mean, finding that flank kill, super important.
You don't often see Hunter's Furies targeting Jets, but it worked out that time. A 9-3 half in favor of ASE. FUT left looking for answers, not really knowing what to do. Perhaps the defensive side will be better. We'll throw it down to the desk, break down the first half.
You know, FUT may be looking for what to do here, but ASE, they're looking to have a great time, and that's exactly what's happening. Even though it's going to be 9-3 in the half, which could be viewed as a blessing or a curse, depending on how you perceive it, ASE are just having a field day out there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that we could see it from round 1 when we take a look at the retakes that they were having onto the sides. Doug and Bala were wondering how this Gecko is going to be used, and actually it was used exactly the same way that they were using on EMEA. By the way, that kill that HFMI gets there, it's divided with the shock dart. The first shot that he throws is at the beginning of the round at window, and the second one is to the plant. Insane retakes that we're seeing from the squad. And actually, a FUT that didn't even really find the post-line position or actually any kind of response to this electrifying playstyle.
Yeah, I mean, this is just so well set up by ASE. Their coordination on these retakes was so impressive. That one, the aftershock coming straight as the sun and the dark go to get life across sight and break these crossfires. It was really strong out of them, and they continued the quality in these set plays throughout the half. But the issue on the other side is that FUT was really only playing set plays. It was only going for these fast executes, and whereas the top teams right now are dividing their executes. You send one volley of utility, wait for the return, then you have a second stage. FUT's hits are way more one-dimensional. It's just investing all your utility, sending everything in, which means you're really at risk to losing out to flood retakes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also they did try a little bit of, you know, touching the map, trying to, in a couple of rounds, trying to play a little bit of distraction, but they just fell flat at the mid-round. No response to what ASE was doing.
Yeah, well, guys, I mean, I think the question on all of our minds is, when will FUT find their footing? Isn't that right, Doug and Bala?
It's not the question.
I think I'm disappointed. But then also, that's something you and I would say.
Dog, I had a lot of unintentional ones, but I respect it, GG. Let's go, baby.
9-3 half for ASE. What can FUT do to equalize? Remember, that was the attacking side for them too, man. Like, that's when you're supposed to amass a lead. They just weren't able to.
I've seen streaks from them on both sides, but it always starts off in the first half. I mean, that matters a lot for this team. And maybe that's why this being their map pick here is an issue. And that's a Sheriff headshot from across the map. Mr. Fallen just going for a jump peek. Would love to see that on the replay.
Yeah, that's also now really no smokes on the defensive side for FUT with Mr. Fallen down. Early in the round, too.
Kiwi's getting info here, but does not want to end up in that same situation that we saw live in the first round of the game. Isolated and alone. So he falls back. And ASE. We've already seen quite a few moments like this where they end up being able to regroup in the first half on the retakes and have solid executes. Now waiting for that fault line to come back up so that they can use it for taking the C side. But as you can see, FUT again with the scared play. They rotate around and full stack this A site because they lose one player.
Yeah, you saw Cracks shortly after Mr. Fallen goes down. Cracks checked C.
They're not even hearing the spike plant go down right now.
checked C and then rotated all the way back to A where the bunch is. Now they've realized we've lost full control of the map, rotating back.
Saving grace here. Still so much util for Crack, still so much util for Out of Captain. His fault line is back up, but they've got to get in positions to be able to retake fast, and they've got to find ones. But the rest of the team is just falling off. There's no smokes on this play.
Life falls. Kiwi's still healthy. You see them all playing down long, and that could be a problem for ASE. That shock dart's gonna hurt though. Krax has gotten into half. He's gonna get it the whole way. It's a pistol for FUT.
Those kills came in fast.
Yeah, they did.
They just relied on the gunfight, so finally, the Turkish aim coming through. For the players on FUT. His first shot.
That was gross.
Mr. Fallen was trying to challenge there, though, so that's the sort of mistake that you definitely want to see him. I mean, talking about discipline, there you're supposed to be jump spotting. I mean, almost every single time, especially when you don't have, when you are a very important role on your team, and you also don't have a sheriff for that long range one tap. Ghost doesn't do that.
Irvin really helped to fight back with. He was by
There's a
himself.
force. There's a force here.
That's a big one.
Full armor, Stingers on deck. What? What? That's the Vandal!
All right, a 1-for-1.
I like that play, but Kiwi needs to be hitting that. Got to get back into that quick before they end up getting pinched on the C side. And you saw all of the FUT players falling off as that execute came in, but now they're in a situation where things are even. I mean, the guns are even. Almost, they do recover the Vandal.
Yeah, it's in the hands of Krax right now. But ASE on C, putting their foot down, trying to hold them back, not playing offsite. And they're just not, I mean, they're so cautious about it. They're so meticulous about it.
3 players through garage, through a smoke is the play you want to make.
Remember, this is the one gun that they have. Trying to swing into 2 stingers like that is just not going to work. ASE gamble, they invest, they went out for it.
I mean, that's the right play, man. What you're seeing out of FUT, you cannot respect him if you're ASE. You need to continue to keep this foot on the gas against them. Keep them down, keep them thinking. Keep them believing that they don't have what it takes right now. Hey,
That's
reach.
That's so wholesome.
10-4. How can you come into this game thinking that that might be the scoreline on the first map?
Yeah. I mean, and for FUT, really, to understand you're down 9-3 at half, you win the pistol, and you go, okay, now is an opportunity for us to snowball this. Let's get through the next round cleanly. To lose that round, find yourself back on a broken bye.
Oh, you start talking about going next?
Yeah, at this point.
I got the spike.
Scary position they find themselves in.
Spike drop.
Kiwi's got to come alive. This guy has been so inconsistently playing throughout the entire season. Sometimes, and oftentimes, you see him beasting the server.
Yeah.
It's just not been there. Maybe the defensive half will be where he comes alive, but he's got to get that up online.
And he's running out of time for it, too.
Look at the full rotate again. I mean, this is called early, 50 seconds. They're going to go for an execute. They're going to meet them this time.
They're in the right place. See him trying to play around the cloudburst, but everyone flashed up, and FUT finding value with the pistols. But you still don't have the real weaponry to fight back.
I mean, they're trying to hold on to these guns, but they're going to have to give it up, which means lots of upgraded weapons right now. FUT full eco on this one.
30 seconds left.
Take some weapons.
No? None? One.
Only Maj.
Okay.
I mean, there was only 2 guns on the site, so
Recalling my ball.
maybe there wasn't even one for life. Or HFMI.
Placing swarm grenade.
Either way, Maj has a little bit more. 13 seconds left. Playing in the smoke, waiting, jumping out at the same time. Maj finding value with the Vandal. Still healthy. But not for long. I mean, FUT are just struggling.
And I'm not even, I mean, I'm still thinking back to whether there was a gun on the floor there. As that could have made the difference against Bunt's Bulldog. An eco where they could have blazed their way forward. Instead, 2 rounds away from hitting rock bottom. On this first map, again, their map pick, it's elimination day. We're sending 2 teams home today. One of these 2 right here.
It's so early, but they find themselves in such dangerous territory. Meanwhile, for ASE, you imagine it looks tasty. The opportunity to make history. But you've got to be able to close it out. Bunt, expecting pressure. The cue of utility, and the swing as he falls.
There it is, out of captain. They trade back Mr. Fallen, who again fell early to that long C peak. This mosh pit's not going to delay them.
No, he's ahead of it.
The flash actually pings.
Cracks patiently waiting, and the patience is punished. They have so many tools, man. They've got the spike down. Yeah, they're a little weak, but they have the Rolling Thunder. No real qualms with investing at this late, and you see him playing off now. He's already tucked in Cubby down too long.
They're not even sure whether they want to save or not here.
They also have a reflank out from Bunt in case things get really hairy.
Aftershock will be good.
Oh, they
Player
He
standing.
fully
killed him.
commit, and there's no challenge. Ada Captain has a chance to reposition.
Did you hear him?
Bunt not moving. The tap, the paranoia, the swing, and Ada Captain with it! Well done, and maybe that's the catalyst.
He's the guy who stays active no matter what, delivering with a Red Bull clutch. And potentially saving hopes for FUT on this first map. The aftershock perfect as the breach ult comes out from Yushen. That's wholesome.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
cheering
that
for ASE right there. Still respect the clutch put out from Ada Captain. But obviously they're happy, fully in the driving seat are the attacking Seoul Esports players. Mr. Fallen cannot lose this peak. I love that they're challenging him. They've killed him twice already. Go for it more. And he's the IGL too.
No! I thought Life was gonna go aggressive on Mr. Fallen, but instead goes up top, clears out cracks. And now creeping forward. They invest the lockdown though as a counter to buy some time.
They're still spread out on the map. They're not even ready to necessarily commit to this seaside, and that lockdown gets baited out, but they still lose.
He's
At least a kill.
He's tucked in.
They know he's here. Oh my goodness, there
Do
could be
they?
a massive flank. If they end up hitting that A side or B side, they're rotating again early. They're trying to stack the right place.
They have no idea where he is. There's no way.
This could be the end.
They just smoked down long. They're guessing. Maj is dead.
Blocking sight.
And now it's gonna open up C. Remember, he was tucked in the tiniest of corners around the lockdown.
Crazy. We saw them spamming considering it, but when the spam didn't catch him,
Yeah.
they fall off. Life going for way too much here, but he should get this kill. And I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no more breach ult. You're looking at that as the key factor in the retake attempt from FUT. Now it has to be pure heroics.
A total of 19 HP across the two remaining members. And they have no, I mean, they don't want the heat, man.
I mean, yeah. 19 HP, like you said. And what a decision to make on
Yeah.
giving up match point.
You wonder in situations like that, you're right. It's an incredibly difficult decision to make, right? You risk it because you're down big and you need to make a play, or you just play it safe, which really has felt like it's been FUT's approach this entire half.
I mean, I would disagree with that actually in terms of the way that they're playing these defensive side rotates. I think in general,
rotating
yes,
early.
but
Sure.
they're rotating early. That's
Sure,
a
sure,
gamble.
sure.
And again, this round it's the same thing. Twice now. It's been a massive error.
Give me those back.
Last round it ended up working out, but just barely. This round, it hurts them. In spades, Maj just completely unaware of that possibility of the flank. This match point for attacking Seoul Esports, this will be their first map win. On the international stage, their first appearance.
You wouldn't believe it with how they've played. Look how far up Kiwi is. Is Monk aware? Does he know? The narrowest of margins in regards to time. Monk, no real possibility to know that that's where Kiwi is.
It's important there. Flash was invested, but he did not dash. That's the cue normally that you know somebody's pushing up. And also there was no smoke for Mr. Fallen on the one-way angle. Normally Mr. Fallen is doing this by himself, so I like this change from FUT. Definitely something that they've switched up coming into this game.
Swarm grenade.
Oh, they know now.
That's cool. Little molly into the cubby. to clear it out, but Kiwi's still holding.
And he finds one for it. That's got to feel bad if you're HFMI, right? Monk has been there the entire time.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't die.
I mean, he was ready for it too. So.
Yeah, yeah.
They're setting up to go through garage here, not towards B, which would be what this lockdown indicates. But it does also take the space in garage for them. Kiwi loves these elevated off angles. Could do some damage here.
Long falls. There it is, Kiwi. You're right. Damage found. Leaving Bun alone. A 1v4. Mr. Fallen's weak. But it's going to take a little bit more than just one weak member to pull this one off. With 13 seconds left, committing to the spike. Add a captain with utility. That paranoia. Oh my gosh, we hit all three. Woo!
Wow. I mean, that is so close from pure disaster.
Yep. The fact that they scattered was their saving grace.
I think Maj was full blind when he got the kill too. I mean, you were thinking a little bit. There's like 1 second left on that paranoia. Sheesh.
FUT not done quite yet. They get up to 6. They have the Rolling Thunder for Add a Captain too. But they have to put together a streak. They've got to put together some sort of momentum.
There's got to be a huge clean round, some sort of multi-kill, some sort of momentum swinging thing.
Yeah.
Not just, I mean, there was that clutch from Add a Captain. That definitely can help. But that was so long ago at this point. And now they're faced with match point 2.
It's a setup that they have here. Smoking the fault line and taking space short. No, the dart keeps him back. Well considered by HFMI.
I love just sending it here.
Try to bully their way through. There are a lot of defenses from FUT here. Add a Captain repositioning. There's the Rolling Thunder. And it's going to hit them all. Nobody's out onto the site yet except for Life, who's dead. Kiwi on the swing. A shoulder spotted. Nothing but an elbow.
They still want to go in this side. They pivoted a few times, but they didn't do that much against DRX.
Will the persistence pay off? Or will it be punished? It is. A flawless round for FUT.
I hate to say it, but probably best to play as a team. So, what's the plan?
ASE. I like the ideas that they've thrown in the last couple of rounds where, you know, you're trying to go against what so far has worked, trying to find the weaknesses, for example, looking to hit Mr. Fallen's sight immediately where you've gotten 2 early picks against him. And now as well, stepping up the tempo on this A side, the opposite side of the map, which they really haven't been exploring much. But at this point, you need to start going for the basics, the way that you got to this scoreline in the first place.
They're down on a life eye. It's actually just Ishin with a stinger.
Monk has been destroying
Yeah,
players on these first kills across the map, with the Sheriff without.
Just pounding. Kiwi's playing back C by himself.
Here.
And it looks like they're going to rotate out of garage. Perhaps leave a few. Oh, there's an insane fight about to happen short. Remember, it's Ishin who has the stinger, and that's it. Swinging the fault line's not going to tag anyone.
Surprised to see him not being ready to receive and fault line off the contact of the player with the knife. Second kill for Monk. Just a Sheriff. Stacking bodies on that B side. Pulling the rotates again. This time off the A side, and there's going to be 2 guns picked up. He's throwing them over to his teammates.
Should be able to hear it. Well, Kiwi's so far up. Monk is aware.
30 seconds
Remember,
left.
the Sheriff has already found 2.
They didn't plant the spike yet. Not sure exactly what to do, looking for more picks. Kiwi should hear that turret still up.
Now they're surrounded. Kiwi still rotating through, applying pressure. See that paranoia as the 2 remaining members of ASE now return their focus to the site. Wanting to play around the flash. It's pretty. It's well done.
Seems to me FUT finally arriving on the server. Stringing together a couple now. But that was an anti-eco.
Right. And the
Monk,
benefit.
I mean, he's finding entries.
Take a look at that second one again. 3 bullets, 2 kills, not a bad rate. I will say too, as much as FUT have put together 3 rounds in a row now, 4 of the last 5, when you find yourself up 9-3 at half, you can afford to lose a couple, right? ASE still have a pretty long runway to play around. Obviously, you want to close it out as quickly as you can, but if things go askew, it's not the end of the world.
Fast control of A-Long. Ada Captain has to back off despite stunning. Doesn't have his partner in crime of Kiwi to peek off of that.
He just used blades. And he has the op.
Popped in the middle of the round too.
They haven't seen him. I wonder if when ASE hear that, given what they've seen on the map, wonder what it is that they're getting a read on.
An info peek with the ult from Mr. Fallen. Spots one in A lobby. I think he saw the breach though. And with the timing, he just saw that moments ago. I'm not sure if they're gonna bite on this one. Now the timing suggests they could be over towards that C side, but still not pulling anybody.
Oh, how does Monk sidestep that? That was so close. That fall line's gonna cause problems. Oh, Life doesn't get over the top.
Self-flash.
Slaps his shins right into the box. And now dropping down. No value found. But ASE managing to find a way around it anyway. Bump with 2 big kills. And it leaves FUT in tatters. Just 2 remain. Those 2 might be enough. We heard the blades early in the round from Kiwi. Oh, what's the cue? He wanted to go fast, but instantly spotted in the window. Trying to take a peek out, trying to find someone, and he cannot. Maj 1v3 to keep the map alive. Not gonna convert. ASE take down FUT, map 1.
That's ASE's first map win on the international stage.